Right, they are hot, and no doubt there will be drones under a number of Christmas trees this season as they become the new must-have toy for grown-ups. Now, a basic drone and camera are now pretty affordable, but what about the price we pay and loss of privacy? Joining us on the KOGO News Live line is legal expert Bob Goodman. And Bob, thanks for joining us. And can anything be done to keep these drones from actually spying on you?
Well, there are legislatures trying to do something, mainly focused on law enforcement use of drones, but in some cases, private use of drones, but I don't think they go far enough. Of course, we've got the Christmas tree drone that can be misused by the teenager to spy on neighbors, which is probably the most immediate problem. And then we've got problems of law enforcement using them in ways that people find offensive. And finally, employers may start to use them in ways that people also find offensive. I think we're in a brave new world because there's so many different scenarios that you can imagine where a legitimate use can easily become a questionable use. But it's an emerging problem for sure.
Now, I'm pretty sure that everybody who's on their way to work right now, their ears perked up and they went, "Wait a minute, my boss is using drones? What? How?"
Well, drones are being used in industrial workplaces, refineries, in chemical plants and so forth, because stationary cameras can't be installed easily, or you can't have that many in a lot of places, and so drones do the work of monitoring safety conditions. And there are some warehouses, I believe, where they're using them, but they haven't gone in the office building yet, as far as I know, and there haven't been any cases about employers using drones to spy on people, but it certainly is a risk. And I know from my law practice, where I deal with employee privacy issues, call monitoring, computer monitoring, cameras in the workplace, that they can be abused as well as used legitimately.
Well, another question is, do you have any recourse if, let's say, your neighbor or your neighbor's kid gets hold of a drone and flies it over your backyard and you're minding your own business, sunbathing, or whatever you want to do? What can you do about that?
Well, the answer is in some states you might. In my home state of Texas, there's a law in the books that says if a property owner believes a drone has been misused to take photographs or video of their property, then they have a claim. But that doesn't address the situation other than for property owners. So there are remedies in some states, but it's certainly not uniform, and question whether it's adequate. People have a very strong sense of privacy being abused, and in some sense, no money is going to be ever good enough to pay for that.
Bob Goodman is on the KOGO News Live line with us. He's a legal expert talking about some of those drones that you might be putting under the Christmas tree. They probably seem pretty harmless, but they can, in fact, harm quite a bit. When somebody is spied on, let's say your neighbor, boy or girl, whatever, is flying over your backyard, you're sunbathing in the nude, and you don't think anybody can see you, that's on YouTube within about, 10, 15 seconds? I mean, the loss of privacy, it doesn't matter if you can actually sue them. That privacy is now, it's gone.
Well, I think that privacy is gone in so many areas, but until recently, people thought when they were in their backyards, they were able to be private. And so the remedy in that case is really, at this point, unless there's a statute in a particular state for one neighbor to sue another neighbor. Now, that doesn't help very much. They used to sue over fences. Those are disputes that should be resolved. It's much easier to resolve a dispute over a fence and a fence line, however, than it is the neighbor's wife being spied on by a voyeuristic teenager. It's a problem.
That's very scary.
Well, Bob Goodman, legal expert Bob Goodman, talking about drones, and a lot of people are going to be seeing them this Christmas season, so better watch out.